are we going to do today? Let's have a look. We've got the catalogue. We've flicked through quite a few different sets and pages. I keep coming back to this one, which tends to be my favourite at the moment, although you know me, it'll change tomorrow or even next week, called Trimming the Town Suite. I don't know, did I mention I really like it? Love the papers, love the dies. Really simple cards to make without any effort. You can just cut the designer series paper up. Even that one you can see just layered. Very quick, simple cards. But I'm going to show you something a little bit different tonight. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. So the card we're going to make tonight is this card. So there's a couple of different techniques I'm going to whiz through with you. This is actually one of the jars from the main catalogue. You get a set of 10 of them, a bit like the snow globe ones. And as it's a Christmas card, I thought let's make a snow globe, but out of a jar. There's a punch that exactly fits, which you'll see me demonstrate tonight as well. I love a punch, makes life so much easier. It's quick, it's simple, and you can do loads in a quick go. So although this card looks like there's a lot to it, you'll be able to whip up a little batch of these fairly easily. I'm also going to show you how to do this technique on the back, which is shading, and then it's got some water effects. And the card we are going to use for that is some shimmer paper, shimmer card. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's got a sparkle to it. Without you doing anything else, it's already sparkly. I'm not sure that that's showing up. But shout at me when you're next in the area and I'll show you it. But we're going to colour it and then we're going to make the sparkle shine through. We're also going to use some pool party card, just because I think this year pool party might be my Christmas colour. I know it's not traditional, but I like it. So what do we need to start? We need a piece of pool party card, which is 29 centimetres by 10.5. So basically what I've done is got an A4 sheet of paper. And that's almost the length of an A4 sheet. Slightly, I don't think I've got the extra bit I cut off, but it's only a tiny sliver that's come off for 29 centimetres. Oh look, I have got it here. So this is a tiny sliver that came off. So that would make it A4. So it really is a tiny piece off of the A4 sheet. And that way it's 10.5 centimetres. So all I need to do now is chop that in half, not chop it, score it. Oh, see, I nearly said chop it. Okay, score it in half. So if it's 29, it will be 14.5 centimetres that I need to score it at. I think I've got a bit of sunstroke. There you go. Score it at 14.5 centimetres. Okay, so literally that's my card base done. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. And so for the layer for the top, which will make input in the jar easier, I'm going to use a bit of the shimmer card, and I've already pre-cut that just so that it's a centimetre smaller. So that will be 9.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres, and you can see that fits exactly. Okay, so to do the punch, or should we colour it first? Let's colour it first. So I've got Pool Party ink. Okay, just going to flip that open, and now I'm going to do something controversial. I'm going to use something that isn't Stampin' Up. Ah! Okay, so I use sponge daubers from Stampin' Up, but I've recently discovered these brushes and they are so much better for shading, especially with your ink. So I'm just tapping it on there, just coming over the edge and it just brushes on. They're actually makeup brushes, but I've seen lots of people using them on YouTube and all sorts, and I thought I'd give them a go, and now I can see why. Okay, so that's just coming over the edge. I'm not sure how much colour the camera is picking up, but I'll bring it up higher in a minute. So all I'm doing is just giving it a bit of faded colour on it. I don't know if you can see. I actually like it to have a dark edge all the way round, so I'm just going to go over that. And what I want to do is put enough colour on that when I do the next technique, you can see that I've done it. So I'm just going to go around one more time. Okay, you just keep brushing. Okay. Just all the way around. Okay, I think that might be enough, because I don't want it to be pool party. I want it to be still shimmery coming through, so that's that. Now, a very quick technique with this shimmer card, because you can use it like water card. I still don't know if you can see the shimmer. All you do is get a brush or a spritzer or something. I'm using this brush that's a flat brush. You know the medicine pots you have? Just dip it in there. Okay, and then just tap it over. This is just water. It's nothing special, it's just tap water. Okay, I might have gone a bit mad there. So I don't know if you can see all those dots on there. Okay, I'm just going to let them go into the paper a minute, and then I'm going to get a piece of kitchen roll that I've folded in half. Just going to place that on and let that soak up those dots, those little pools of water. And then hopefully when I lift it up, you can see a few of the splashes that may look like snow. Okay, keep everything crossed. So, can you see that? So without any other tools, any other special equipment, I've got some snowflakes. So that will go on the front of my card. Right, how do I put the jar in? Okay, so I need to work out the middle of this. So we said it was 13.5. So that means I need to make a little mark at 6 and 8 centimetres. Now, when I put my jar, it's sort of going to be in the middle, so I'm not going to mark at the edge because that will show. I'm going to put a little mark in the middle. I need to bring my pencil. Okay, so 6.8 is what we said, wasn't it? Okay, the only thing I've got handy is this red dot. So I want it to be, so where that line is, my cutting line, I'm going to put a little dot about there. Okay, so all I've done is marked the middle of the card. Then I get my punch. Okay, now this is going to go slide over the card, and I'm just going to look, I'm going to push the paper in as far as it will go, and I'm just looking to make sure that my dot is in the middle-ish. It doesn't have to be set, and then I'm going to punch. Now the good thing about this is, apart from the fact that I've got a red dot on it, you can use that. You can use it as a tag, you can use it for an embellishment on the top of another card, but it's there for you to use. Okay, next thing I need to do, I need to put sentiment. So the sentiment I've chosen is from the Itty Bitty Christmas set. I think we used this last night as well. It's just got such a wide variety of stamps for Christmas. Somewhere I've got my block. I'm going to use a stamping marker rather than a great big ink pad. There's two ends, one's for writing and one's for colouring. And these are Stampin' Up's own range of pens that you can use on stamps directly and then stamp with them. And because I'm using the brush end, I just treat it like a paintbrush. Now you could do 2 colours, or 3 or 4. Let's make sure that's the right way round. I'm doing, what red am I doing? Real red, I think. Yeah, because I really want it to pop on the card. Okay, so this is where you keep everything crossed and make sure it comes out. Oh yeah, I like that. I like the red on there. So that's the front done. Now I need to take one of my jars. Okay, and I'm going to stick it to here. So on the jar you've got these white edges that go round and they're sticky underneath. So there's one this side and then there's one that side. So I'm just going to pull the top one off, okay, which means that this is all sticky now. Place that on my paper and then put this over it and press round. And that means that whatever goes in there will not come out this way because it's stuck. Okay, all the way around. Now before I stick this to the front of the card, I need to put my inner bits in of the jar. So what have I chosen for that? In the die set, you've got all of these. You could put a car if you put it long ways. But I've actually used this little house here and I've already coloured it just to save some time. So this is my house that I chose. I'm just going to put a house like in this one because there's not enough room to put lots of things. You could put a couple of trees and maybe a little snowman from another set. What else could you put there? In the snow globes there's polar bear sets, dies. So you could use those. I think we did something with those last year. I've coloured it with Stampin' Blends just for a bit of shading. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back because I want it to stand up a bit on the card. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put them fairly close together so that when I put the shaker stuff in, it doesn't fall behind and get stuck. So what will happen is the sequins will go around the side and not get stuck here. Okay, so now I've used 3 dimensionals just purely for that reason. Okay, so I'm going to bring my card over. Get it stuck to my finger so that I can see where it is. I'm going to put it on. I haven't put any glue on. I'm just trying to work out where I want it. Okay, so I've just placed it. Even though I've taken the backings off the dimensionals, I haven't pressed it in place. So if I needed to move it, now would be a good time, but I think that's about right. So I'm just going to press that down so it's done. Then Stampin' Up, I've got these snowflake sequins. So I'm going to put some of those in because they're very sparkly. Oh look, there's some polar bears from last time. So look, these are the little polar bears. There's a little baby one there. So he would fit. He would definitely fit in there. Would the bigger one fit? That's some of that. Look, all the sequins are stuck on him. Oh, he might be a little bit big. Oh, no, he might fit just. So he would fit a polar bear in as well. But we're not doing those today. We're doing this one. So I'm just going to take a few and pile it on the top of the house. Make sure I've got a bit of the silver ones, the white ones, just like that. If it's on the house, I know it's going to be inside the jar. Okay, so that goes on there. Now I need to stick this to there. So I'm going to peel this second white layer off. Okay, so that just comes off there. So that's made that sticky, but this also needs to stick. So I need my glue, and I'm going to use Tumbo glue because it gives you wiggle room. Okay, that's going to go. So I'm going to put some there, all round, And put some at the top and bottom, even though that should really stay in place. Okay, move those sequins because I'm likely to send them flying. Put that round that way and just aim to get that in the middle. So now it's stuck around the jar with the really double-sided sticky tape that's super, super sticky. And then my Tombow glue is sticking the card down. And that's it. We just need to add the trees. Okay. So the trees again are from that set. There's a big one there and a little one there. And then you've got dies here to cut them out. So you could just die cut a couple of green trees and use those. But I quite like the effect of these ones, so I'm going to show you those. Now I've got one big one and one little one, and I'm going to colour it with the Stampin' Blends just to give you a quick demo, very quick demo. So the tree trunk is just straight brown. Okay, I've stamped them with Memento ink so that I can colour. Then the little tree is dark, so I start off with the lightest blend. They come in pairs, a light and a dark one. This one's light mossy meadow. Because it's small, I'm using this end rather than the other end, because one's like a paintbrush, so it's quicker if you've got bigger areas. So with the lighter, I always start with the light one, colour the whole thing. Okay, I also cut these out of the shimmer paper, so they've got a little bit of a sparkle as well. Okay, and then with the darker one, I just go along one edge. Okay, and then under there, I'm just going to lift it up and show you actually. So you can see I've done the light, coloured the whole thing, and then the darker one I've just done along one edge and where I think shade would be. And then I go back and I colour the whole thing again, even over the dark, with the light. And then what you have to do is wait for the magic to happen. So what happens is all your colouring lines disappear and it just looks like it's a shaded tree. So at the moment you can see the colour lines, but if we leave it for a minute. So that's the darker one. The lighter one, I use the Just Jade, and I would do exactly the same again. So I will colour with light all over. I'm not being very careful because of time. So forgive my colouring. So that's the light. And then go over it with the dark where you think some shades are going to be. So on that one I did it all down one side, so I'll do the same here and across a bit, and then under this bit and across there, and then the same with this one under there. So again you can see my pen marks. And now I'm going to go over it with the light again, over the whole thing. And this one again. And this one again. So again, at the minute you can see the pen marks, but if we go back to this one, you can see it looks shaded. And here's some that I did earlier. So that just looks like it's meant to be coloured, and that looks like it's shaded as well. So I'm just going to add those on and then we're done. So let's add the big ones first. A couple of dimensionals on the back. They should fit in there. There's one. How are we doing for time? Okey-doke. So what did I do on that one? I put one there like that, And then I put a little one. Now, did you know that Stampin' Up! Do teeny tiny dimensionals as well? How cute are they? So tiny. So not only could you have the backs of the big ones stuck everywhere, you could have these teeny tiny ones everywhere. I think I just love them because of the hexagon shape. Okay, so that's my little one that I think I'm going to overlap. I wish you could see the sparkle on the glimmer paper. Shimmer paper, I should say. Glimmer paper. Okay, I'm just going to finish this tree and then I'll hold it up so you can see it a bit better. And that one's going to go, I'm going to put it up a bit, I think. So you could quite easily get a production line going and do a stash of these. And I think there's nothing nicer than getting a handmade card. And at Christmas, I think people appreciate it even more. Okay, nearly there. Teeny tiny one. I don't want it to look the same. Let's bring it down a bit. There. So there you go. There's the card. So it's got the sparkle on it. Okay, it's got 2 trees with the shading on, and you've got the snow globe jar, and then I probably would add another piece of card inside and decorate that before I write on it, just to give it a bit more wow. But I hope you like the effect of the water on the card. It's so simple to do. Why not give it a go? Okay, so now I've got 2 Christmas cards done. Woohoo! Look at me. So girls, what else do I need to tell you? I don't think there is anything else to tell you. Tomorrow is bingo. Don't forget to add your numbers. The order for the catalogue launch will go in tomorrow, so if you want to add anything to it and get the free postage, that needs to be with me at some point tomorrow in the day. But other than that, enjoy your Friday and I'll see you for bingo. Thanks for watching.